with you guys. I wanted to talk a little bit about my last video and the reasons behind it, what made me want to come out with that video. I want to thank everybody who has commented, who has watched, who's left me encouragement in the comment section, who has given me information on, things that I need to go and watch and read up on, because I want to let you guys know I do try to do my research the best I can. I'm just going to say, in the last 2 days, I've at least watched 15 hours of, Kay's videos. I watched some Kim Kaufman videos. I went back, I rewatched the Watts, the documentary and everything, because I wanted to jog my memory. I wanted to, I watched all those when it first happened, but I wanted to get it back. Since I was speaking about all this, I want to make sure I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not going to sit there and say that there is not going to be times that I may put something out that's not correct, but I want you to know that if that happens, I'm not doing it on purpose. And please let me know if there's information I'm putting out that's not true, because I want to give you guys the best information and the truthful information that I know. So I was really taken back by seeing all this, because I have heard, I knew there was people out there who thought these ways, who, are pen pals with, killers and all that. I knew them people existed, but I don't think I've ever really, seen it. I've never heard it with my own ears and seen it with my own eyes. And then I went down this rabbit hole, and I don't know, I am mind blown. It blows my mind that these people think like this. It's pure Looney Tunes. I just want to say, I rewatched when I was watching the documentaries. I was crying. I was bawling like a baby, and then I noticed now it's anger. It's anger at these people, because how can you defend a man who did that to his children, his wife, and his unborn child? How can you say, after everything we know, after all we know, after the confession and everything he put out there, and I know that some of these people believe that he confessed, but Shania's the one that did it. And let's just say bullshit, bullshit. We know the truth. He confessed. Everybody wants to talk about how deep and mysterious, Chris Watts is, how there's this in-depth, part of him that everybody thinks that only they know. I want to tell you guys right now, and I know criticalkay said on a stream that people that think like this, and the detective had said something like this, and they're just wrong, and they're just closed-minded, and they don't have the critical thinking like her, that we just can't figure it out with our tiny little minds. So, you know what? You think I can't figure it out with my tiny little naive mind? This is it right here. This is simple. This is not a complex case. Chris Watts was in a marriage. He had children. And, yes, after a while, I'm sure the spark wasn't there anymore. You have to worry about bills, your children, things don't revolve around you anymore, as much. You have other people to worry about. And so when he met Nicole, she came along. Of course she was fun and mysterious, and she didn't have a lot of things that was tying her down. She didn't have to worry about the mortgage getting paid or the light bill or, getting the kids to school and getting the things that they need. And she didn't have to rack her brain with all that information. All she had to worry about was fun. So, of course, he was attracted to that. Of course, it made him feel young again. It made him feel good. So, to hold on to that, he didn't want to lose it. So that is why he took out his family. That is why he did what he did. But the reason why he did it was just completely simple. He wanted to be with Nicole. He did not want to be a family man any longer. He didn't want all that tying him down. That sums him up. So it irritates me so bad to hear them on there, giving excuses and, oh, poor Chris. Oh, poor baby. She was so mean to him. You know who you need to be worried about? It's those kids. It's his family. The ones he disposed of like they were trash. His daughters seen what he had done to their mother. Then they get in a truck and they drive, with the girl still very much alive. And then he kills Cece while Bella watches. Why, she knows what's going to happen to her. And she asked him if the same thing was going to happen to her. That just happened to her sister. And you defend that man. That man who was supposed to protect his kids, his daughters. Disposed of them like trash. And you get on your platforms and you defend him and you joke around how he's so cute and his teeth are so white. That man that you're protecting is a monster. That man that you're writing to and sending love and getting out on here, let's talk Kim Kaufman, who gets on here and wants to use her platform to say how innocent he is. She wants you to believe that he's innocent. I mean, that's some sick, twisted shit. I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, do these women, do they think that they're special? That they would be something that he wouldn't hurt them? Or I don't understand it. I just don't. I don't. But I want to say somebody commented on my video and told me about, and I don't want to say her name because I don't know if she wants me to. But she told me that Kay was on the Netflix film. Let's see. It was on Netflix, and it's The American Murder, The Family Next Door. And I watched that. I rewatched that, and yeah, I heard her. And she's talking about calling Shanann a bitch. When she said that, they put that in the Netflix film. So I'm going to play you. I cannot actually play you the clip where she's saying it, I try to record it on my phone, but I think it has like copyright issues. Even stuff I'm doing probably does. That's a whole nother ball game. I know my videos probably, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to, but I'm still trying to learn it. But I do want to show you guys, after that Netflix film came out, Kay got on and did a stream, and that was, let's see, Critical K, Netflix. Famous for calling Shanann Watts the B word.
That was a standout for me. I thought that was very, very odd. And
2330. There's so many ads on this thing too. So many ads. Let's see, 2330.
I don't know how you prevent that, right? So I don't know how the root checks, how they can have.
These are a few things that just really caught my attention.
People aren't going to discuss the case and aren't going to discuss Shanann. Of course they are. It's logical to follow that they would. And of course the irony is that Netflix themselves wouldn't even have an audience for this documentary that they did, were it not for people like me and AD and yes, Brenda, and the other people who discussed this case openly, right? Openly.
Yeah.
And frankly, and very candidly, Netflix wouldn't even have an audience if it weren't for people like us.
If it wasn't for Critical
Facebook groups and for our YouTube channels. So they kind of have, like, these producers, I kind of feel like they have a little bit of gall.
So, the Netflix film wouldn't have been anything if it wasn't for Critical K. If Critical K wouldn't have brought attention on this story, nobody would have watched the Netflix film. How high does she really think of herself? I watched it when it first came out, and I didn't know who the hell this woman was. So that wasn't the reason I watched the film, as I'm sure a lot of people. She really does think she's something up there, don't she? So I thought that was amusing. I thought that was funny. And then, let's see. Then there was a few things that caught my attention too. Let's see, 53. And I think this was where she was talking.
It's been discussed, so much. And this, the critical thinking that I've introduced.
Well, what this part is where she has talked. So Critical K says that, Shanann was this huge manipulator. She used the sex to manipulate Chris. She was the dominant one in the relationship, and all those text messages and all that Shanann had, wrote Chris, it was all just a big manipulation tactic. I want to say that women usually have a pretty good intuition, like a woman's intuition. Like if their man isn't doing things as like he normally would, you can feel when something's off in your relationship. You can sense that. And Shanann definitely did sense that. And I don't feel like it was a manipulating tact or anything. To me, when I read those text messages from Shanann and to her best friend, to me, it felt like desperate. She was desperate for attention. She knew, and deep inside her, she knew that something, wasn't right with Chris. And, what man, after not seeing you for that long, and you're together, what man wouldn't want to touch you and to have sex? So those are red flags. A lot of, boyfriends, well, when you walk by, grab your ass, and that Well, that wasn't happening for her. And I can tell you, if that didn't happen to me, I would be like, well, whose ass are you grabbing? So she knew. That's something that bothered me by hearing her say that about those texts. But so then I want to show you guys, because I thought this was just hilarious. Hilarious. So this was 113. Okay. Let's see. I don't know who this woman is, but she's awesome.
I have to say, Tristan, go ahead and unmute yourself. Don't.
Okay, here it goes.
Hey, Tristan, welcome to the show.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, how are you?
Well, I'm pretty good. I'm a little bit embarrassed for you, though.
Don't be embarrassed for me. Be embarrassed for yourself. You can't be embarrassed for someone else. You can't be embarrassed for. Okay, you're gonna get the fart whistle if you can't be nice. So say what you have to say in a civil manner. Don't be snarky and snide. Say what you have to say. You're gonna get farted. Are you gonna be civil? Or am I gonna have to fart on you? All right. Then don't come at me with a snide comment like you're embarrassed for me. Only I can be
embarrassed for you. You're sitting here on the mic. So classy. So classy.
Tristan, are you going to have some salient point to offer, or did you just call to insult me?
No, I actually have a point.
All right, then get to it.
Do not. Oh God. You shouldn't be bragging about being famous for a little tiny clip of calling a dead woman a bitch.
I was bragging. I said I'm not sure how to feel about it. So nobody was bragging. Next point.
Next point. Okay, you're coming unhinged. Drink a little bit more, okay? Like you're seriously going downhill fast.
Cheers. I'm going downhill. I have more than ever in my chat.
That's not a debate. That's an insult.
Okay.
So, and I said that in my last video. I noticed that too. Even watching the last few days, just watching her videos, I noticed it seemed like the more she drank, the worse her mouth got. Like, she was just flying. It was just coming out like word vomit. And I also noticed whenever she has people on her panel, she's more aggressive and just kind of talks out her ass. Says what she wants, because she has her yes men to back her up. And, if they were really good friends of yours, they would be telling you need to calm it down. So I just wanted to kind of get on here and explain why I made the video I did. It's just mind-blowing, all these women who are defending this man. And even if you say, okay, let's just pretend for 1 minute that there is a possibility that Shanann did it. Let's just say, which is complete bullshit, okay? But let's just say. Did you notice that after it all happened, there was no emotion from Chris? He didn't shed a tear, didn't cry. He wasn't worried. Even if you didn't murder your family, your kids were still gone. That if you were a good father, you still would have showed emotion. And there was no emotion there. That man, monster. No good daddy there. It wasn't there. To let you guys know that I've also been following the Truthy Magoo. I know there was supposedly he committed suicide. And I was listening to a lot of that, but I don't really want to comment on something that I'm not really sure about. And I know Kay is saying that she thinks that it's not true, that it's a hoax, and they're kind of trying to make it seem like she's the reason he did it because she went after him so hard. And I do want to say this because I didn't say it in my last video. Do not go after anybody. I don't care how horrible of a person you think that they are. Nobody deserves to be threatened or doxxed or their personal information out there or, attacked. Like, nobody deserves that. And I know I was watching some videos and she said that was happening, that her and her son was being threatened. And even though I think she is just this horrible piece of shit, I still don't think that she should ever, you shouldn't threaten her, and definitely not her family, and her kids. That's crossing the line. That's wrong. So I wanted to say that. I don't agree with doxing, and I know I was pissed yesterday, and I said something about I don't understand why this woman even has a platform, insinuating that YouTube should take her platform off. I agree everybody should have their own opinions, whether we agree with it or not, even though no matter how Looney Tunes I think her opinion is, that's her opinion, I guess. But that's not going to stop me from getting on here and telling you how crazy that is. So I want to say that. But if you guys know anything about the Truthy ordeal, please let me know. Leave comments or this or critical Kay. I love to hear what you guys have to say. That's what I've been waiting to have an audience, enough people that I can have a two-way conversation with, and I'm not just on here talking to myself. I want to hear what you guys have to say. There is so much stuff that I learned that I did not know and learned from my comments. So please leave comments for me. Let me know. I do want to say about the Truthy thing. If this is a hoax, how dumb is that really? Because you're in like a crime community where people are like conspiracy and they're just like trying to dig for the truth. Wouldn't you know that if you said that's just going to make more people just start digging and digging and digging into everything about your life and all that? I don't know. I would think it would just been easier to just logged out and been done with the social media. So I don't know. I'm very curious to see how that goes. I'm watching that. Somebody told me to watch, there's like a 60-page, I think they said a PDF or something about Kay's antics. So I'm going to be looking at that. So just know that I am here and I'm watching. So I guess that's it for now, guys. I just want to thank you guys all for it's been unbelievable. The last 3 days have just been like a roller coaster. It's been wild. So I want to thank you guys all very much. Thank you guys. And if you haven't yet, please hit that subscribe button. And until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.